Hello, Internet. So today, well, this week, I want to talk about fear. A very specific kind of fear. And you may notice that the weather is better than it was last week. Yeah, I actually wanted to record this video immediately after I got finished with last week's video, but it was extremely wet. My pants were wet all the way up to the knee. We still have some standing water back there, so yeah, and over there as well. So we may have some mud puddles. And I'm gonna walk over this way to get out of the sun. Could have started the video over here, but I didn't. So anyway, fear. A very specific kind of fear. A fear that can kind of prevent you from doing the things that you want to do, / need to do, / should do. A kind of fear that Stephen Pressfield would call resistance. You should probably check out his books. I actually did a review on one. Well, not really a review, more of a recommendation, but kind of a review. Review, recommendation, and anyway. So what kind of fear am I talking about? So let's start logically, okay? Think about your current life situation. Actually, let's answer like 3 or 4 questions first about your life and your current situation. Are you making enough money? Yes or no? No maybes or kind of, or it's enough to live on. It's either yes or no. Do you like where you're living? This could be your house, your neighborhood, or both. Again, yes or no? Do you like where you're living? Yes or no? Again, no maybes. Yes or no? Do you enjoy your job? Yes or no? Do you enjoy the company you keep? Your friends, your family, the people that hang around you. Do you enjoy them? Do you enjoy spending time with them? Yes or no? Now, if you answered yes to all 4 of these questions, then great. You don't need to watch this video. Me, I can only answer yes to one of them, and that's the company I keep. I'm usually very selective with who I spend time with. Everything else is a no. And if you answer no to at least one of those questions, keep watching. So all of the things that are going on in your life, the things that you're satisfied with and the things that you're not satisfied with, they are the result of the actions you're taking right now. If you want to change them, I have an animal running away from me, or they're a good animal. Stay away from humans, we're dangerous. Anyway, if you want to change the things in your life for the better, where you live, the kind of job you have, the kind of money you make, if you want to change these things, you have to change what you're doing. Fear. Right there. As soon as I suggest the idea of changing the things that you're doing, even if these are things that would get you closer to your goals, improving your income, finding a job that you would enjoy, spending more time with people whose company you enjoy. Even if these actions will get you closer to that, the very idea of changing what you're currently doing, fear. You know why? Because back in caveman days, actually, let's not even go there yet. And yeah, we got bugs still. It's that time of year. They're coming out. We got a lot of mud over here, so I'm going to go this way. Anyway. Oh, the sun's going to be behind me. I'm going to be backlit. Maybe if I do this, that'll be better. Anyway. I have to take a moment to regain my train of thought. So, fear. There's a certain part of your brain that's telling you what I'm doing right now is satisfying my basic need for survival. I'm staying alive because of this. If I change it, I might die. That's because back in caveman days, this is going to sound a little off topic, but it's not. When you were like 5, 6, 7 years old, and you had something on your dinner plate that you didn't want to eat, and did you have one of those parents who was like, you better eat that because there's starving children in Africa who would love to eat that? Now, by the way, parents, children don't care about that. Children hear that and they're like, oh, well, why don't we just send it to them? Because I don't want it. And the thing is, parents don't even care about that either. See, what's happening in the parent's brain is, this child is my responsibility. It is my responsibility to make sure this child stays fed and stays alive. There's food on the table right now. It's not being eaten, and tomorrow we could be starving. Now, that's not happening in the conscious brain. It's happening in what's called the reptile brain. And really, it's not... Calling it the reptile brain is kind of a misnomer because it goes all the way back to fish. It's really more of a fish brain, but... I don't know. Biologists, we're weird. And again, this taps into this basic primal instinct that what I'm doing right now is keeping me alive. And see, back in caveman days, we lived under the conditions of starvation a lot. It's like if we had a huge animal corpse lying around, you had better eat every last scrap of meat off of that corpse, because tomorrow, anything that's left is going to be rotting and festering and diseased. We can't eat it, and we might not be able to find enough food to eat for weeks or months. Whatever you have right now, take advantage of it, because tomorrow it could be gone. You eat, drink, and be merry, because tomorrow we die. And really, I hate that expression because it's like people assume that because it's in the Bible that I'm being eaten by mosquitoes. People assume that because it's in the Bible, it's like gospel, and we should just celebrate every day, eat, drink, and be merry. And really, this is kind of like the problem with text. And I need to get out of the middle of the field because the sun is blinding me. Anyway, the problem with text. It doesn't capture certain, emotions, like sarcasm. And that's the thing. Jesus was actually kind of sarcastic. Like referring to Peter as his rock. The guy who kind of sold him out 2 or 3 times. And, denied knowing him 2 or 3 times or something like that. I'm going to go that way because there's shadow that way. I'm walking directly into the sun now. Anyway. Getting away from the religious stuff. I'm going to switch hands because this way this is easier. And I know there's a shadow on my face, but it has to be there so I can see where I'm going. Anyway, the reptile brain. It is basically this evolutionary mechanism that's intended to keep us alive at all costs, including the cost of logic. Basically, once you reach a point where a certain set of actions is taking care of your needs, it wants to keep you there. Because if you change actions, then all of a sudden the results could change. And you might not be in a state where you can stay alive. But here's the thing, in the modern world, the reptile brain worked great in caveman days. Because if you have enough to, back in those days, if you had enough to sustain yourself for weeks, months on end, and you started changing things up a little bit, you might find that you're starving. But in the modern world, Well, okay, in the modern world that can access this video, that has access to the internet. I mean, there are still places like in Africa where people are starving to death. And that is a thing. But if you live like less than an hour from a grocery store, you're not going to starve. So anyway, what does this have to do with the basic topic of today? Well, everything really, because it basically resists any change. It's like neurological wiring in your brain that prevents you from doing anything new that could be risky. And the best way to counteract this is to be aware that it exists. To be aware. Okay, now you can see me. You have to be aware it exists. To be aware that it's going to like color your like emotional biases on any decision you have to make, any new action you're going to have to take. And to give an example. One of the things I'm trying to do in my spare time is to set up an eBay flip business. And the biggest thing that keeps going through my mind is not, I could lose money on it. I mean, here's the thing. You're losing money all the time. You buy food, you buy sodas, you buy sports drinks. Ultimately, it all winds up in your toilet. That money that you spend on food and beverages, in your toilet. Buy a pair of sneakers. After you've worn the sneakers for a while, do you really think you can resell them for full price? At best, you'll get half your money back. I'm tripping over sticks. So, I mean, you're losing money all the time. We're losing money all the time. The trick is to find ways to make more money to offset the amount of money we're losing. See, that's why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The poor get like a few extra. That was the next point I was going to talk about, because last week I almost forgot about this. Last week I spoke about these people that I know of who make like 2, 3, 4 times what I do, and they live in these huge elaborate houses and have so many cars, and they live this like extremely extravagant, decadent lifestyle, and they're constantly complaining about not having enough money. Fear. Remember that expression? Eat, drink, and be merry, because tomorrow we die. Well, this reptile brain, a funny thing happens whenever you get all this abundance. Again, it goes back to that like rotting animal corpse. Eat all of it now, because tomorrow it could be gone. Whenever these people get a significant lump of cash, spend it. Enjoy it now, because tomorrow it's going to be gone. And the thing is, if you live by that philosophy, it's always going to be gone. If you live by the philosophy that anytime you have extra cash or any kind of extra resources, extra time, that you enjoy it and just fritter it away, it's always going to be gone. Again, the reptile brain. It's not logical. That's basically humanity in a nutshell. We're not logical. The Vulcans are right. We're not logical. We're emotional, irrational beings who pretend that we have like rational control over our lives. We don't. Every single decision you make is emotional. Now, we do have access to logic, but it takes discipline to use that logic to like overpower our emotional instincts, like the instinct to spend anything extra that we get. But back to my personal example of starting an eBay flip business. The biggest worry is that I'm going to lose money, because I'm losing money all the time. Again, it's going to my toilet and in my car and getting burned up and adding to global warming. The biggest worry I have is, what do people buy? And they're things that you can do to go online and find out what people buy, and it's like, it's all pink and disgusting yellow. Why does anybody buy that? And furthermore, why does anybody buy that from eBay if they can buy it from Walmart? You know, these are the big worries that I'm having. And they're not really worries, they're just more like concerns. But anyway, this is me battling the reptile here. You know, the reptile brain is coming up with excuses to, you know, convince me, this is maybe not a good idea. You know, I mean, why would people buy this here? They could just go to Walmart, you know? That's the reptile brain. That's the resistance. We got to counteract it. We got to fight it every day. And if you had been paying attention to my book reviews, you would already be reading a book that talks about the exact same thing. But so far, nobody's watched those videos. See, I keep track of things like that. Anyway, and wow, a 16-minute video. Well, hopefully during that 16 minutes I said something that was actually inspiring or motivating to somebody. And hopefully people will actually act on it, because, you know, getting all hyped up in the moment, it's fun, but you need to act on it. So, you know, and I'm going through some tall grass here, and we're getting into snake season. This could be interesting. But anyway, homework assignment. Again, go back to those 4 questions, the yes-no questions. Look at the ones where you answered no. And, you know, pick one of them. You know, the one that's like, that feels like the most valuable right now. And start thinking about the things that you can, the actions that are sustaining the no, and the actions you can start changing, what you can start doing to turn the answer to a yes. And then watch how fear and resistance creep up. You might not want to do that because, you know, I guarantee it's going to happen. But the next part of your homework, fight resistance. Fight that fear.